Underdogs for week number 10. Who is most likely to pull off an upset? So, I've got 8 teams here that I'm going to go through that I think is going to be fun. And first one on the board, Vanderbilt is out to plus 7.5 at Auburn. So they are plus 240 on the money line. And I do not understand why that is. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Clark Brooks, SEC StatCat, put out earlier today. He said Auburn has the SEC's second worst missed tackle rate on runs in league play. They allow a bottom 5 rushing first down and plus touchdown rate, and they've been kind of defending IZ reads, which is the bread and butter of Vandy's offense. Basically, it's a bad matchup for Auburn. And, of course, you have Diego on the other side, who is just, 10-1 in games that he's finished against the spread as an underdog? I mean, he's already beaten this Hugh Freeze team. Good gracious. Maybe I can start talking decent today. We're going to go with Vandy. I think they can win the game outright. So, 7.5 is crazy. Give me the plus 240 on the money line there. Arkansas, hosting Ole Miss on Saturday morning. Arkansas is plus 250 on the money line. They have played better than Ole Miss in conference play. Now, this Ole Miss defense is still something to be feared, but, my goodness, what are the offenses that they've actually shut down? If you really start paying attention to it, Arkansas, their defense, I think, can shut down Ole Miss, especially if Trey Harris isn't playing, and we don't know exactly what's going on there. This is an interesting situation because Ole Miss has Georgia next week. Are they going to overlook the Hogs? We shall see. So Arkansas plus 250 for me there. Arizona is going to UCF Saturday. And who knows what we're going to get from UCF. Maybe the Rizit kid will start. Who knows? But should UCF be a 6-point favorite over anybody? Arizona right now is plus 190 on the money line. And I know that Arizona has not been very good either. But when you've got a situation like this where UCF has just been beaten up by everybody, they have played well below expectations, at least from a market perspective, over the past 4 weeks, 5 weeks. This team they were favored by 2 touchdowns over Colorado, and they got beat by multiple touchdowns. They were favored over Florida in Gainesville the week after, and Florida beat them by 2 scores. They were favored over BYU. BYU beat them by multiple scores. So now they're favored by 6 over Arizona. Yeah, I know that Arizona has not been very good, but Brent Brennan is a good coach. I think they might be all right. T-Mac's going to be able to eat against this secondary. Give me Arizona plus 190. Here's a weird one in the Sun Belt. This will be the last time that I bet on Georgia Southern. But Georgia Southern is going to South Alabama. South Alabama, you have no idea what you're going to get from week to week. Zero idea. Major Applewhite is the coach there. I love the quarterback, Gio Lopez, but some weeks they'll put up 13 points. Some weeks they'll put up 40. So you don't know what you're going to get. Georgia Southern had a bad week last week against Old Dominion, but it's still a team that's already got 6 wins. Offense is pretty good. I can get Georgia Southern plus 200 in Mobile. Yeah, I'll take Georgia Southern plus 200 as an underdog to win outright. Number 5 here, Wyoming, plus 235 at New Mexico. Now, I love what Jason Beck is doing with that offense in New Mexico. You guys know how I feel about Bronco Mendenhall by this point if you've been listening to the show for any length of time. But I think Wyoming is starting to figure some stuff out. They're still not very good, but the offense can at least put up some points. New Mexico last week only put up 6 points on the board. Moved the ball all in between the 20s. Couldn't get the ball in the end zone. Do they have the same problems here? Wyoming has gotten to a point now where they can actually score some. I think there's a potential chance that Wyoming could pull this thing off. So plus 235 on the money line there. And then we have the long shots. All right, so these are not my round robin necessarily unless you just want to have some fun with it. Texas Tech is plus 400 right now at Iowa State. What is the ceiling on this Iowa State team? They have not had a bad game, really, other than the UCF game. They still won that one. They came back late, got some turnovers, found a way to win it at the end. I do love their defense coordinator. Obviously, Matt Campbell knows what he's doing. This is a very, very experienced team, but now you are in the thick of it. You are one of the favorites to win the conference now. Texas Tech, highly volatile. They can put up a ton of points very quickly. They have absolutely feasted on opponent turnovers this year. Do you get Rocco Beck to maybe throw it somewhere he shouldn't? Do you get something like that to happen? We'll see. We will see. So Texas Tech plus 400 if we're doing some kind of a round robin, whatever situation. Clemson is hosting Louisville. Louisville is plus 328 on the money line. That's the best you can get. Look, Louisville has been through a gauntlet. Incredibly difficult games, but they've been in every single one of them. They've won a few, but against the toughest competition, it's always been a one-score game. Do they find a way to maybe pull this one off? Jeff Brom, as a dog, covering it like a 67% clip. I mean, he's really, really good, and they've won a bunch of those outright. So, I get the feeling that Louisville might have some stuff saved up, but they might not be healthy enough to do it because they played 7 straight games. Clemson is coming off of a bye. The schedule spot is not ideal, but it is Louisville. And they've played a significantly more difficult strength of schedule than what Clemson has shown. Maybe there is a chance that Jeff Brom can pull off a little bit of magic, and you can get him at plus 328. And finally, the last one. Toledo lost to Bowling Green last week. Now they have to go on the road to Ypsilanti, and they're facing Eastern Michigan. Chris Creighton routinely finds ways to win games that he should not. You can get Eastern Michigan plus 290. This thing has been moving up. It's been going the opposite direction. I kind of get the feeling that Eastern Michigan could pull something out here. This team has found ways to win games all year. They've done it the entire time Chris Creighton's been a coach. So, I'll toss that one in there. Eastern Michigan plus 290 against Toledo. So our recap here. Vandy plus 240, Arkansas plus 250, Arizona plus 190, Georgia Southern plus 200, Wyoming plus 235, Texas Tech plus 400, Louisville plus 328, Eastern Michigan plus 290. That's 8 underdogs there. Thanks for listening to Winning Cures Everything. Make sure and follow me on Twitter at GaryWCE. If you want to toss in a question, you can email me, Gary at winningcureseverything.com. Make sure and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.